Scotland against Italy in the Six Nations. I've only just watched this game. Much after the fact, I've sat there and watched Ireland and England and France and Wales first because this game was on at a pretty bad time for those of us in New Zealand. So I've watched it on demand. Fortunately, I didn't know the score, but the fact that I did live streams for the previous two games and no one said, "Hey, did you see that amazing upset?" meant I pretty much knew that Scotland got the win. But interestingly, people put a seed of doubt in my mind saying Scotland won by maybe not by the scoreline you would think. For some reason, I thought that meant it was close. I thought maybe Italy, maybe wishful thinking, that Italy would put in a performance. Nope, it was an absolute hiding. 52 points to 10, 3 yellow cards for the Italians. Bloody hell, it's doubling down on getting worse before it gets better. Man. Not an easy watch for the Italians, but man, you got to admire the Scots with like Stuart Hogg at 10. You know, much changed side, just running riot. I will go over some of the main events, the stats, and you guys can let me know your thoughts on how the game went yourselves. Interestingly, it starts with the Italians getting a score. BG on 5 minutes gets the first try of the game. On-field try, maul, and Timo gives it the big okay. 7 points to 0 to the Italians. And this reinforces the fact that I'm thinking maybe this game is close. But then on 8 minutes, I wrote a little nasty swear word here because Italy gave away another offside penalty with their guys advancing from a penalty from a kick. And it's like, man, guys, if you can't get this one right, things can't be going to go well, and it was a bit ominous. Scotland had a line out 6 meters out, won another penalty, another line out, and sure enough, Cherry goes over for his first try and first start in the Scotland number 2 jersey. So 5 points to 7, they did miss the conversion for that one. Didn't take long for Scotland to take the lead, and they stayed in it. Duan van der Merwe, I'll wait till I get to his stats at the end. He gets a try. And he took it pretty close under the sticks as well, actually, like after weaving around in the in-goal area, like very nonchalantly, like he wasn't worried about anything, wasn't worried about mucking up if he got pushed into touch or anything, if anyone managed to get a hand on him, not worried at all. Just on the left wing. And, I think it was, wasn't it just a 2-on-1? Anyway, it was Watson, Watson drew the man and passed it to him, so... Yeah, Scotland in the front, 12 points to 7. Italy kick a penalty on 16 to make it 12-10. Finishes their scoring for the day, 12 minutes in. That's the high point. 19 minutes, Maury gets yellow carded for a no arms latest shot on Sam Johnson. It's just no arms is the key point here. So that's not one you need to be doing. Yeah, very, very costly. BG... kind of mentioned it in his post-match. And I will say, credit to the post-match interviewer, at least on my feed, for BG. She asked him one question and let him go. And he answered a pretty long question. He didn't want to be there. He said to give the same post-match interview like 5 times. She asked him one and let him go. That was the right call. You don't need to be asking follow-up questions after a result like that. Darcy Graham gets a try on 20 minutes. Good to see him score. They had an extra man. They made use of it. Maitland with the line break. They missed the conversion, so it's 17 points to 10. I think Hugh Jones is the one who offloaded from the deck, right? It's to kind of set that try up as well. So 5 points during the yellow card. 26 minutes though. Wanti Ioane absolutely reads a bit of a hospital pass to Darcy Graham and flattens him. Like, boy, did he read that like a book. Darcy Graham got up eventually. Pretty ginger. Bit of a tough shot, that one, but a good tackle. No foul play there. And, just not a good pass. And Ioane was able to force a penalty from the breakdown. Like, a support player came in. So, good read from him. Helped this team when they're under pressure with a man down. 28 minutes, though. It was a brief reprieve because Hugh Jones gets a try, 27. Duan van der Merwe with the line break. He gives it to Hogg. Hogg gives it to Jones. And suddenly it's 24 points to 10. And it's 12 points during the yellow card. It's at this point that I'm starting to realise maybe the Italians aren't going to get close in this game, despite the pre-match misconceptions with people saying it was an unexpected result. 33 minutes, Scotland mess up a 5-metre line-out, which was one chance missed, so the scoreline could have been even higher. Italians did well to disrupt the line-out too, give them some credit. And right before half-time, the Italians had one last chance to attack themselves, but managed to knock it on. So it's half-time, 24 points to 10, 14-point difference. Second half starts off pretty poorly for the Italians. BC kicks it out on the full. Unforced error, pretty disappointing. And then Cherry gets another try on the 43rd minute. It's a maul. Great conversion. I just wrote, boom, maul try. Too good. 31-10. I wrote Italy warned for giving away too many penalties. Nope, it's straight to a yellow card for Negri. It was several penalties in a row, and the ref didn't give a warning. He just straight yellow carded Negri, which leads to Scott Steele, former flanker, apparently last week. His try on the back of Johnson, like a scrum. Sam Johnson goes close. Scott Steele just snipes, and I think it's his first try in a Scotland jersey as well. I could be mistaken, but yeah, good execution, 38-10. Then Ioane gets yellow carded for a lifting tackle on Stuart Hogg. Credit to him for apologising for Hogg for kind of putting him in an awkward position. But at that point it's 15-13. But fortunately, not long later, the Negri yellow card is over, so it's back to 15-14. They concede 7 points during that yellow card, the initial one, Negri. Lamaro almost gets yellow carded. The TMO has a look at his use of a shoulder at the breakdown, but it's a penalty. I wrote, thank goodness, because we don't need more yellow cards for the Italians, as if they're not having a tough enough time. Hogg does a pass, which reminds me of the old Carlos Spencer ones back in the days, between his legs, through to Duan van der Merwe, who goes close, but knocks it on, trying to go over the try line. Sam Johnson gets a try on 64. Man, it's just try after try. Pretty much all my notes are just tries. A few phases after a tap and go, or is it one phase? He did really well to get rid of Biji. Just kind of gave him the big don't argue, let me over, and he went over. So 45 points to 10, 7 points during the yellow card. What else happened? Oh, the Italians get pinged for putting their players in front of the kicker at the restart again, so it's another restart mistake. And then 70 minutes, Duan van der Merwe gets his second try. It's Ali Price on the counter-attack, and he just sets Duan van der Merwe away. And I forgot how quick Duhan is. Like, he's big, but he's also very, very, very quick. He was leaving some guys who look like they should be faster than him for absolute dead. 14 points during the yellow card. 52 points to 10. It's an absolute hiding. Some of the stats are pretty telling. Possession 67-33, territory 63-37. Dominant for the Scots. Line breaks 10-3. Tackling percentage 94%. Missing 6 tackles, the Scots. 82% for the Italians. They missed 49 tackles. I think that's the highest I've ever seen in a game. 49 tackles missed. They had to make like 200 odd because, attempted it was 200 odd because 82% is actually still a decent number, believe it or not. The Scots spend almost 10 minutes, 9 minutes something in the Italian 22. The Italians spend about almost 2 minutes in the Scottish one. Dominant, man. Individuals, Duan van der Merwe gets 220 run meters and 15 broken tackles. 15 is more than the entire Italian side combined easily. Matt Fagerson makes 13 out of 13 tackles. He's the top Scot. They didn't have to make that many tackles. Watson gets man of the match. He has 121 run meters. He's more known for his defensive work alongside his running ability, but it was mostly on his ball handling, I would say. Man, he was everywhere. Canoni makes 26 out of 30. Lamaro makes 25 out of 30 tackles. Brix is disappointing, 7 from 14. Varney, I think, is 7 made, 6 missed. So, yeah, there's some pretty ugly reading. in the stats for the Italians for this one. It's an end to a very disappointing campaign. I keep trying to buy into Franco Smith's coaching when you see those kind of nice moments of good play. But is it just me, or are they getting fewer and further between? Or am I just losing kind of hope for the Italians this season? Maybe give it a while and I'll be back on board. I don't know. It's just really disappointing. But don't take anything away from the Scots, man. They had to get up and do this. And they sure did it. They put the Italians to the sword. They didn't let up. Really good work. They've still got one game. The Italians are done, but the Scots have France next Friday. Short turnaround. And they don't have a lot to play for other than pride. It's a test match that you want to win. World rankings, position points, the log position on the Six Nations table, to play spoiler to France. So essentially Scotland can help decide who wins the Six Nations, but it's not going to be them. But either way, it was still a pretty good performance. 52 points is more than most. Is it more than anybody put on the Italians this Six Nations? Very good. Yeah, you guys let me know your thoughts on this one. Disappointed for the Italians. Pretty chuffed for the Scots. Some good play. Some poor play as well. But anyway, you guys take care. And yeah, I'll talk to you again soon. See you later.